want to welcome everybody to the webinar. This is Kathy Howell, Senior Director of Marketing and Management. I'd like to thank you for joining us today for our webinar on Access Certification in the Cloud. We are very excited to be sharing a new way to prep for audits, and look forward to sharing new information with you. Presenting today are Ellen Gispert, Vice President of Cloud and Managed Services, and also Annika Rossi, RW Vice President of Proposal Sales and Partners. Before we begin, I turn over the reins, just a little bit of housekeeping. If anyone would mute your phones, it will help reduce the background noise. So I wanted to let you know that we will provide an opportunity for questions and answers at the end of the session. So with that, please welcome Ellen Gispert.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you everybody who's joined us today. We appreciate the time out of your busy schedule, and hope that you'll agree that we bring value to you for you to take that into your corporation. We have some very exciting news about this offering about Access Certification in the cloud. And along that line, I'd like to first spend just a minute orienting you to who I want to now join is, if you are not already familiar with it. Atlantis has been in the arena of identity access security domains for over 13 years at this point. We started life as a systems integrator working with all of the major vendors in the space and developed into strong partnerships with many of the Fortune 1000 across the United States as well as strategic accounts around the world. We are known for our fixed project execution, which gives you the ability to bring in multiple companies at a known price at the start of the project. Along with that, we also bring managed services to the marketplace. So if you are facing challenges with your IAM environment, either in-house in your data center or in a cloud node, we would also be very pleased to talk to you about those additional services. Because today it is a cycle of continuous cycle of integration of new applications and new functionality, managing that environment, and then enhancing the value that it brings to your business. Atlantis was very pleased to receive acknowledgement from Gartner this past year, identified in the IAM space as one of their core vendors. They believe that those for their state of innovation. And innovation is one of the things we're going to be talking about today. If you're interested in how Gartner has identified cool vendors and knowing you're proud to have that acknowledgement, there's a link on the Gartner website and you can do some additional reading about it. We're also very pleased to have them and take documents from Gartner this last year. So we work very closely with them and are pleased with their acknowledgement for all of us, and we'll be happy to bring that information to you also. What we're talking about today, however, is something new that we are doing with a partner, Cross Ideas, and Andrea, I'd like you to pick it up from here.
Good morning, everyone. Cross Ideas is the best-of-breed player in the identity and access governance space. The company is not new in the market. It has been founded in 2002, but changed the name and the shareholder structure in June 2011, becoming Cross Ideas. We are very well ranked by Gartner, and specific for the identity access governance, which, as you know, is the umbrella name for a number of capabilities, including access certification that we speak today. We control entitlements, we manage entitlements from large to very large customers, but we are outside of a pretty new way of delivering access certification capability in a different way, as Bennett will get momentum later. The partnership with Aventus is sort of exclusive partnership for the North American territory, and it's a partner that covers the cloud offering as well as the on-premise capabilities. So this statement from Forrester dates back almost 2 years ago. And probably 2 years ago it sounded like a prediction, now it's more sure than ever. It's not only have $1 to spend on identity management, use and governance, but I would rather say that today there is not a single identity management project that starts without any compliance or access governance in mind. And so now it's supposed to understand how the companies are approaching the governance base through what we see in the market as the challenges they face and the maturity that they are going through. That's not from the challenges or from the audit. As you know, governance starts from having been audited somehow, and business is coming out of a major firm, top 3, and one of the top, actually it's the first one, even there, they have been certified with the right access. Certified, we'd love to think that access certification is the most strongly. Not exactly. It's going to find different way to approach it, and we'll go into we're explaining to you how we see today the market approaching these kind of issues. I mean, the problem is still the same. It's about controlling who could do something wrong, inappropriate for the business policy that the company has established. If you look at the right side of the maturity part, the managing request that was somehow defined just provisioning a few years ago, it's about automating the processes for granting more involved access rights. And that was the way the company started to approach things a few years ago. It became a lot technical because it easily went down the path of developing connectors, real-time synchronization. Nothing got changed dramatically because the budget for this kind of project is coming from compliance, audit, CFO, and they want to see results quickly. So, starting from the left side, basically the first objective is to get visibility. So that then in a single place, all the information for user and entitlement, and ideally put some information about risks. Here we mentioned the segregation of duties, and there are different types of risks. We are not covering that today. But just give you a simple example. Detecting orphan account is a way of detecting the risk. And the next step is typically once you understand you want to clean, as you're probably aware of a lot of companies that they're building elephant under the carpet and you need to clean it. Once you've done that, you can start improving the fulfillment of the access process. So you create rules and then you manage action lists on top of the foundation, which is somehow pretty solid. So in essence today, and then we go to the next slide please, we're going to focus on this part, the unit checking, which is access certification and review, also called attestation, because it's a good way to get started. A lot of companies are doing this today, and it's something manual or semi-manual way, and it takes challenges. So there are 3 types of challenges in the access, right? They're more operational. Efficiency kind of challenge. So if it goes to access pressure, how quickly are you to react? How is the fulfillment progress? How long does it take to complete? I mean, you know, it's amazing. You can do that, a lot of companies do that, but it's complicated. The second question of kind of self-challenges is the day for you as the business managers, people that are not supposed to do this kind of task on a daily basis, to do simple action. Theoretically, like stating they approve or revoke a certain permission from their direct reporting folks. But very often these information are exposed in a technical way, which is not digestible to this person. So these are the key challenges. And today, next please, we're going to take you through a journey with the access certification, which is very simple. It's basically validating through the business person person if someone has it. You gotta have a big access right. So access certification is basically an approach starting simple, onboarding, collecting data, and start describing the technical entitlements in a more digestible business language. This, we call it the basic approach. Basic doesn't mean basically, it's simply a basic approach, but basic can make that some sort of sophistication which relates to the risk perspective. In other words, as we see in a few seconds, you can have information from the business manager to make a call on whether a specific review should happen first and come later, depending on priorities. So let's start simple. And a very simple thing which is required by certification campaigns is the every person which is required to do the basic action of physical in the certain environment. What is it hypothetically, or what is that to be done? What is done? In essence, how much is going to take for him or her to complete his task within the certification campaign? The core activity is basically to do a very simple action, which is for every person which this manager is basically responsible for, is to validate every single entitlement. Here the example is a SAP role. We call it entitlement profile role, it's basically site-specific role plan. And they want supported information to help them make a decision. Because the question is, what is SAP production home base for? The decision says, well, it's for the authorization for the order data entry. So it's description in a business digestible language. So he or she says, okay, I'm fine with it. I want our columns to change using that permission. Next slide, please. Then that's the end of the simple part. Okay, a basic recertification campaign without any risk perspective. That's what it is. I mean, it does a lot of things around reporting, control, but that's in essence the activity that has to be accomplished by the different business managers within the companies. Or sometimes by the application owners that they take care of this kind of duty. And it's very important to address end-to-end risk, or simply say the segregation of duty perspective. Here we see another example, different person. The manager is required to approve a different kind of entitlement, the authorization CI. That is basically supporting purchasing approval, authorization, and payment business activities. So here the system says, your manager has to get aware that you're going to approve this as they're saying an example. This person has an SOD violation. We're not going to present today how this SOD violation is modeled, but in essence, it's made through defining conflicts between what we call business activities, the green part. So here it's basically could be a conflict between purchase order approval and payment, which is leading this specific junction to an SOD violation. However, the manager might say, I don't feel like revoking the specific action right simply because it's causing an SOD violation. And maybe there is just one person who can do that. So it's a sort of understandable and justifiable violation. So he or she says, I'm going to approve this permission to stay, and with that, I'm now acknowledging that there is an SOD violation which is taking place. So, into this picture, and this is called riskification. You can use the same tool for having a different perspective. It's a little more sophistication. But we can the next slide and think about, this is an SOD violation, but we have decided to leave like it is, so not removing it. So we might trigger that and workflow that says, okay, fine, but now we need someone else to put some additional actions, or as we call it, the mitigation controls in place, because we cannot remove it, but we need to put some process-based action on top of it. So the same interface, Slack and Modify, with the capability to select compensating form, goes to the risk officer. So here, you can decide which candidate or if you have a risk officer to engage him or her in the process for putting additional governance, to put additional risk governance on top of it. So, in essence, we have covered various in a very simple way. So how this basic certification looks like, and how's the UI for when you add in the risk perspective, the SOD information. Nothing much changes, but the process might be tuned so to manage a different kind of waterfall approach. But then there's another possibility to use certification to be less painful within the companies. You know that certification is like a periodic task that you have to accomplish. And say, now it's January, February, we do a recertification campaign. And it's impacting all the managers, so recertifying all the employees. That might be fine, and you know that if we had a way to avoid, to impact every manager, it would be great. So this example shows the possibility of the tool to basically analyze it and talk to risk users, and then starting a campaign just for those. And in essence, you might basically say, instead of recertifying every employee, I just recertify the top 10%, the top risk is 10%. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Really, on this particular slide here, we're talking about the key business benefits that come to an organization from pursuing either a total recertification or they're improving that process to the segregation of duties added on top of it. The top section under control from an administrator's perspective. And the key points here are to really find visibility into the status of that certification cycle. To know which managers have completed which tasks, which ones are outstanding. That's all updated on a real-time basis. So you would know as the administrator who you have to go after and perhaps encourage to take some extra action or, present a little bit more priority on this. Along with that, we also gain the ability to report quickly to the auditors, whether it's the internal audit pre-cycle or it's the external auditing agency that is looking for status in terms of how the actions have been taken and where things are at. We have the ability to drill down and provide that information with the tool, rather than having to depend on perhaps that spreadsheet process. What I say benefits to the administrator coming out of this, from the administrator as well as to the company, is that the correlation of the data you're seeing through the certification process allows for easy and accurate detection of work outcomes. So you can then start a separate cleanup cycle to bring that data back into compliance, eliminate those absent counts that are out there to improve your posture going forward. The great efficiency of this type of approach is gated from what we call planet spreadsheet, the sheer number of versions, the errors that can get introduced into that type of approach. And the users are safe for the tool that is acknowledged in the industry as one of the leading solutions out there. The tool gives you the ability to define campaign templates that are very easy to repeat this similar type of certification cycle over and over again. Knowing that once you've built it and proven it out, you can re-execute that without rebuilding it from scratch. We also provide the ability to store those results so that you can trend it over time very easily because it's done in the same tool. Also provide the ability to add additional applications. Okay, take the approach to start with doing certifications from a higher zip pass the audit that you're facing next month. You can very easily go back and add additional applications to that and grow out then the percentage of the environment that you're actually covering with the recertification cycle. And then the last point, but certainly not the least point, is the ability to then to go back and prioritize this with risk information and that segregation of duties. So that rather than depending on the human eye and the human brain to interpret things, you're using clear understanding based on the access information that's in the certification cycle to clearly point out possible violations. Making it easy for the business manager to clear up the easy ones and then involve the risk officer on for the ones that may need to be an exception basis. What we want to wrap up today's session on is talking about the partnership between our license and cause ideas and what we are delivering today is this very new one. We're talking about the key business benefits. You saw very quickly some of the screenshots of very user-friendly interface for those business managers, and it's presented in business terms. Not that they have to try and guess what a database may need for the access, but they can very easily and very quickly, and in a highly automated process, do those verifications very quickly and with a sense of confidence that they're taking the correct action. Not feeling the stamp approach that says, well, has obviously needed this access to do the job, so I'm going to do the mistake. But not only is it easier and faster, you're getting much better management decisions made. Rather than business users, they're actually actively participating in the certification process. The error reduction goes down significantly. This all brings your enterprise to a much better position in terms of reduced risk. What we have today as a state is very exciting is a quick start program where we are going to say we can and will fix those 16 business days, data applications integrated into it. We will have things ready to begin. And first, and complete your first access certification review cycle. In 15 business days, pick your top 5 applications. We include the training for both the administrators and the business managers, and we've got consultants 24/7 support. They will get not just technical explanation, but also certain people who have the business and application knowledge to help guide you through this whole cycle. Those 15 days, part of your highest risk applications, very simple, very fast, very affordable. This is also a key point here. This is an on-demand access. This is hosted in the cloud. One of the key differentiators on this offering is that this is on a monthly subscription basis. You are renting this environment for the duration of your certification cycle, which are average and most organizations run 3 days for out of the year. So you're not paying for a platform or access for 12 months out of the year. You're actually using the environment and paying only for the usage. So in terms of that the next question comes around the number of applications. Can we certify our first 5 applications? Absolutely. The number of 5 is established as a limit for the CSA to start program. And if you are not concerned with absolutely being up and running in 15 business days, so you don't want to address just a high risk or you have a much larger number of them, we can certainly certify as many applications as you like. And the sales rep working with you can help you add more applications. Which leads to the third question that came in, and how do you add more users? The company is in the process of acquiring another company, and I would say congratulations to you to be in their position. This new company and the employees for that will also need to fall under this recertification process beginning several months down the road. Just as it's easy to add more applications, it is just as simple to add more users. It doesn't matter the number or anything like that. We can handle that. We have a process for handling that. And again, the sales rep would be the person that helps you handle it. And there's one more question that has come in. Let's see if I have answers for it. Okay, this goes towards the 15-day bill cycle. This implementation is only 15 business days. What capabilities are presented at that time? The environment through the software setup, the training can be accomplished in 15 business days. You will have full certification capabilities, the ability to do a full certification cycle. However, to make this process, what is required is that we have the ability to work and get responses from the IT department. We will have to have created extract files for each of the applications that are going to fall under the certification site. There's also the ability to work with the IT department to create the secure FTP caption to be able to move that information out into the leadership in the cloud to be able to handle it. So, this slide, Kathy, I'd like to turn it back to you.
Actually, Ellen, we have one more question that just popped up. If you could answer this for us. Does it actually give the access for just training approval? How do you have approval if it is only used on an intermittent basis?
Okay. The answer to that is it's based on the date of the movement of data from your environment into the cloud solution. So it would be based on the information, the access that people have to the time of that data movement. So, for instance, if you're doing a recertification audit in August, you would then put your extract data in February, you would put it much closer to the start of that certification cycle. That is if we're going to do just as limited access to the product tied to that, tied to that official audit. So if you were doing a Sarbanes-Oxley certification or PCI certification on an annual basis, you would be able to leverage this environment for this year just for that cycle. But if you are interested, we certainly can make this environment available on a 12-month basis. So you can do interim refreshes and do interim recertification checks. Does that answer the question that was raised? Let's follow up with you.
How much is the answer? The answer most of it, so it doesn't give the access, it just tracks it.
Correct. Yes, correct. It is not a provisioning solution. receive the automated certification of that.
Okay, and the next question is, what if you have no onboarding software, which we don't have any onboarding software? How does it pull that from 12 different systems?
It would be an extract file created for each of those different systems. And I'm maybe getting a little bit over my skis in terms of giving you the correct answer. You have to follow up with one of our technicians that really is very knowledgeable about this product. And about the way it works. I don't want to mislead you with too simplistic statements or make it completely inaccurate. We would be happy to follow up with you on that one.
Okay.
I think that is the end of our questions today. I'd like to add one note. We are focusing on one component or one module of the overarching access governance solution that we offer. There are many more capabilities that really speak to this last question, so we will do some follow-up work directly. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. You're welcome to reach out to us at our 866-400-0402 number, or right as it's at Atlantis.com. Each of you that joined today had an incentive, and we will have a representative back in touch with you to talk about how to take advantage of that. Thank you all for joining. We look forward to chatting